Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Trigger Warning Radio. I am your host, the Kaiju Conservative, and you know, folks, for the last couple of weeks, ever since the tragic shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, when Nicholas Cruz gunned down 17 students and teachers, we've been told by the left that we need to have a conversation on gun control, a national conversation, as they like to say during these times of tragedy. We need to discuss banning guns. We need to make sure that these tragedies never happen again. Well, folks, those of us on the right, we've been trying to have that discussion. We've presented ideas, and we're making a good faith effort to have a discussion about how best to prevent tragedies such as Parkland from happening in the future. Of course, all of our arguments have fallen on deaf ears. The left is only interested in one thing, and that is banning guns. They're not interested in having any sort of meaningful discussion. And I present to you as evidence a clip of Parkland activist David Hogg. You all know him, you all hate him. But he was on Real Time with Bill Mahr a couple of days ago. And this is what he said about that national conversation that we need to have. This is what he thinks of having an actual discussion. Let's take a listen.
I actually hung up on the White House the other day. They actually called me the day before the listening session and asked if we were going to come. And I said, I'm not coming because we expect President Trump to come to the CNN town hall. And I ended on this message with them. I said, President Trump, we don't need to listen to President Trump. President Trump needs to listen to the screams of the children and the screams of this nation.
I mean, that says it all right there, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the president made this good faith effort. He actually came to David Hogg and invited him to the White House so that Trump could hear what he has to say and take that into consideration. And you know what David Hogg's response was? He just hung up on the president. He says, no, you need to listen to me. I don't need to listen to you. Which, of course, is not how a rational discussion works, ladies and gentlemen. That's not how any of this works. You know, in order for there to have a discussion, you need to have two parties actually discussing something. You know, not just one party screaming and yelling at the other party while the other party just rolls over and does whatever that this person screaming wants. And this is what's so infuriating about this whole gun control argument on the left, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not the only one that thinks so either. Kyle Kashnov, I think is how you pronounce that last name. He is another student at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. He's a junior over there, and he's also been fairly active in gun activism since the shooting. But he is on the other side of David Hogg. I don't know exactly what his politics are from what I've read of him. It sounds like Kyle's politics are more center right, but he is trying to have a rational discussion. And this he was on Fox News the other day, and he was asked, you know, what he thought about David's remarks on Real Time with Bill Mahr. And this is what Kyle had to say.
You know, I'm really trying to control my anger at what he said. Because, you know, the president calls you and it shows he wants to make a change, and you're talking about bipartisan change, and the one man who controls, who leads our nation, you know, comes to you and is like, look, well, let's do something, let's make it happen. And you hang up the phone on him. That's so hypocritical. You know, David Hogg was like, we have to make a change. Let's make this happen. And then the White House calls you and it was like, let's do it. I totally agree. Let's make the change. And then you hang up on him and then you brag about it on national television. It's extremely counterproductive.
I mean, to be honest, I agree with Kyle 100%. It is completely counterproductive. You know, it's not conducive to any sort of dialogue when not only you refuse to listen to the other side, you refuse to consider any of their arguments, but you brag about it on national television. And this is a huge problem, ladies and gentlemen, because the left has become focused like a laser beam on banning guns. That is the only solution that they want to consider. And it's not even a solution, ladies and gentlemen. I've pointed this out many times before. Other conservative pundits and some pundits on the left have pointed out that there's not a single gun law that would have prevented Parkland, just like there's not a single gun law that would have prevented any mass shooting. There's not one thing that gun control activists can point to that says if we do this, this will stop these shootings. Absolutely nothing. And what we're trying to get out on the right is solutions. You've got people on the right, such as myself, calling for teachers to be armed, something that's laughed at by the left, even though, they want to ban guns because if it saves just one life, well, if it saves just one life, shouldn't we consider arming certain teachers in schools? We've also had people on the right bring up just increasing the security in general. I've talked about increasing the number of resource officers on campuses, and that even it has fallen on deaf ears on the left. And we've also talked about streamlining the background check process and requiring that government agencies report issues to the National Background Check Database, whatever it's called. I don't remember the actual name at this moment, and that has fallen on deaf ears from the left. They're not even considering anything else but their own point of view. And anybody that goes against what the left wants, that goes against the established narrative, is censored. Hello, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Bunch of bastards. They are yelled at. They are derided. They are called Nazis. They are screamed at. People, the left is saying that if you don't want to ban guns, you are for the deaths of children. They're talking about how the NRA is literally killing kids. They're not, by the way, as I've pointed out before. And, this is what motivated, for example, Virginia delegate Nick Freitas to give his speech at the Virginia House of Delegates, where he essentially pointed all of this out. He essentially said that he is not allowed to have a rational discussion with anybody on the left because their definition of rational discussion is simply agreeing with them. And if you don't, you're a Nazi. You are a horrible person. You are evil. You are not even human. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is not conducive to solving the problem with mass shootings in America. There's not one person out there that would argue that we need to have mass shootings continue. There's not one person that is against preventing mass shootings on the left or the right. But because of the rhetoric that the left has employed, they have essentially made it so that if you are against them, you are for mass shootings in schools. They have reached this place rhetorically where the only solution is to ban guns. Any other solution is not only not worth considering, it's evil. It's horrible. And the people that are talking about it are evil and horrible people. And nothing is going to happen with that, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing is going to get solved. The only thing that you're going to have is you're going to have people on the left grandstanding, people like David Hogg getting on national television all the time and bragging about how horribly they treat the other people on the right, because right-wingers are Nazis anyway, so they deserve it. And you know what's going to happen after that? Another mass shooting. And everybody, once again, is going to sit around thinking, my God, how could we let this happen again? And because of the left, the whole cycle is going to start all over again. It's not acceptable, ladies and gentlemen. It needs to stop. We need to call out the left whenever they employ this tactic. We need to point it out, We need to tell the American people, this is what we want. This is what we want to talk about, but we can't do it because these people over here are not letting us. It needs to stop, ladies and gentlemen. The only way we can stop it is if we call it out. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Both those things help me out quite a bit. I also want to let you guys know about some couple of changes that I'm going to be making with this channel as well. I know before, when I started doing podcasts regularly, I had told you that there's going to be a new episode each and every Tuesday at 8 a.m. That's still going to hold true. However, those episodes are now going to come throughout the week. In fact, I'm going to endeavor to have a video uploaded every day at 8 a.m. At least one video uploaded per day, whether it's a podcast episode, whether it's a video I've made by myself, or whether it's an interesting video that I found poking online. You can look forward to hearing something about politics every single day at 8 a.m. sharp. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to this channel. Hit that subscribe button. Let's see if we can't get 300 subscribers by the end of March. And I will see you all next time.